Origins SMP Season 2 started earlier today, and today's video I'm going to be explaining all the changes that have happened and occurred in there, as well as going through all the actual origins that everyone is using, their abilities, and what may have changed in between seasons. Now basically it's being coined as a Season 2 by 𝓵𝓷𝓷𝓴𝓼, so I'm basically taking that liberty to call it a Season 2, because the guy who created, who's the main forerunner of it, is calling it a Season 2. So yes, as I said, in this video I'm going to be going over all the abilities, explaining all the changes, what's happening in Season 2, and all the things about that. Either way, I'm still trying to get to 100,000 subscribers before the end of the year, so I'd highly appreciate if you hit the subscribe button down below. Even though that the actual goal is a bit of an impossibility at this point, I'd still be appreciated if you just hit the subscribe button and leave a like as well. Let's get started. So of course, starting off with probably the most biggest and most obvious change that's happened in between seasons is the world's been entirely reset for everything except for the 𝓵𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼. The 𝓵𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼 has been moved over into the new world to save it from being rebuilt again, and many other reasons behind that. Basically, only the 𝓵𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼 was saved, everything else is entirely reset and starting again. Also at the same time, most of them are using the same origin as they were beforehand. There are a bit of slight differences and stuff like that, as well as this video is going to be a better example of it and showing them off better, so you actually have a better understanding of the origins, but that's basically all there is to it. This is in 1.18, or well, the most recent snapshot for 1.18 at least, so one thing to definitely keep in mind is, from what I know, either A, they've somehow worked a way around to get the 1.17 version of the Origins mod working on 1.18 snapshot version, or they've actually gotten a more recent version from the creator of the mod before it gets released to the public. Either one of the two things. Basically, you might be able to get it to work yourself in 1.18 with the most recent version of the Origins mod, but at the same time it's also possible that it will entirely break it, and the same goes with the majority of the other mods as well into that. But the origin data packs, the custom origins, they tend to go over across versions almost fine every single time, as long as you're going up a version, so that's why all their origins are perfectly fine. Now let's run through the origins. I'm going to go in the order of the ones using vanilla origins from the vanilla origin mod, the ones using origins from the expansions, and then ones using custom origin data packs. Which, on a quick side note, there are thousands of custom origins that are available for you to use if you go to the Origins Discord in the link down below, but I've also made a massive amount of videos on a collection of almost 100 different custom origins if you want to check out the playlist using the card above. Anyhow, starting off with the guys using the original origins from the original Origins mod, we got 𝓵𝓷𝓷𝓴𝓼 with the 𝓵𝓷𝓷𝓼, still using the same one as beforehand. It's basically the same as beforehand. The 𝓵𝓷𝓷𝓼 can teleport with ender pearls without actually having any. This is of course attached to your primary ability, which is typically bind to G. You can always reach further as the 𝓵𝓷𝓷𝓼, which is basically like the enderman can actually reach like a block or two further than the default Minecraft player, but you take damage whilst in contact with water, and you're also afraid of pumpkins. Moving on to the 𝓵𝓷𝓷𝓼, which Nikki has. The 𝓵𝓷𝓷𝓼 is one of those more decisive ones. You can breathe underwater, see underwater, break blocks underwater as if not in water, have increased swim speed, and do not sink underwater. Basically, you're the exact and utter opposite of a normal Minecraft player, which does mean the counterproductive thing of that she cannot breathe when outside of water unless she has one of some different situations. If it's raining, if she's wearing a turtle helmet, which gives her water breathing for a brief amount of time, unless she's having a water breathing potion, or I'm pretty sure she can also drink water bottles when she's outside of water in order to continue to be able to breathe. We then have 𝓵𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼, who's still the Elytran origin, which is being nicknamed as the 𝓵𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼, but the Elytran has Elytra wings by default. When you spawn, every 30 seconds you have the ability to launch yourself up into the air, which is a very decent launch, and you also can deal damage while you're flying with your Elytra. But the con of this is you can only wear light armor with protection value equal or less to chainmail, but there is a little bit of a glitchy thing where you can wear an iron helmet, which, I don't know, it's up to you what you think of that one. You also take more kinetic damage, which is basically fall damage you take more damage from. You also, when you fly into blocks with your Elytra, you are also going to take more damage if you hit something like that. And then of course there is also the stacking debuff, where you get slowness and weakness when you're in places with slow ceilings. This is around 3-4 blocks. If it's a 3-4 block ceiling or less, you will start to gain this stacking debuff, which will continue to tick up in time the longer you spend underneath this place. Manifold is a blaze-born origin, which is immune to fire and lava damage, deals more damage whilst on fire, which does mean that when you're on fire and when you're in lava as well, and you're also immune to the poison and hunger debuff effects. But the cons of this is, of course, you start the game in the nether because you're a blaze-born. It's kind of logical. You also take damage when you get in contact in water because, again, you're literal fire. 𝓵𝓷𝓷𝓼𝓼 has the avian origin and has permanent slow falling, and is also a little bit quicker, meaning you just have a permanent speed bonus, but you also need to sleep at high altitudes, which is roughly around the Y level level of 80 or higher, and you also cannot eat meat because you're a vegetarian. Now, of course, there's both 𝓵𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼, 𝓽𝓱𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼, and 𝓵𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼, who are also a part of the Origins SMP, who are also using original Origins in the last server, but these three people are yet to log into the server themselves. At this point in time, we do believe that they're both going to be using the default Origins that they were already using beforehand, except for 𝓽𝓱𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼. 𝓽𝓱𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼 was looking to get a more custom Origin made for him, so that just means that 𝓵𝓲𝓷𝓴 is most likely going to have the Phantom Origin, and 𝓵𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼's most likely going to have the Arachnid Origin as well. So it's pretty easy to understand those ones. They're very simple ones as well. But moving on, we've got the more of the expansion pack Origins. There's only one person using one that comes from this, and even then, it's more of a custom-based expansion one, because we've got Sneak with the Inchling Origin. Now, the Inchling Origin comes from the Extra Origins expansion pack, but this is a custom variation that has the ability to eat sugar to gain speed. Anyhow, the other abilities of the Inchling, you're 4 times smaller than the regular Minecraft player. You also have 5 less hearts, 2.5 less attack range, which is like slightly less attack range. It's not going to be too noticeable, and 1 less build range, meaning you can place blocks 1 block further away from you less than normal. But at the con of that, you're immune to thorns, velocity-based damage, which is kinetic damage, which is basically fall damage, and elytra flight damage, and also have a 0.5% more attack speed than normal, so you attack just slightly faster than the average Minecraft player. Not quite twice, but like 0.5 kind of thing. You also require less food to keep going. Basically, you'll consume your hunger at a lot slower rate than the average Minecraft player, and you can climb up any wall, not just ladders, and then of course, sugar equals speed when you eat it. You pretty much understand that bit already. We then also have 𝓵𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼 here with his Slime Origin, which is also its own expansion pack, but the expansion pack literally only has a Slime Origin. The reason why this is not being counted as a custom Origin is because the custom Origins are data packs instead, but we don't know if 𝓵𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼's keeping with this Origin. We're 99.9% sure that he probably is going to, but he hasn't joined yet, so I guess we'll find out that when he does inevitably be joined. But now let's move on to the guys with the custom data pack Origins. Now, first up in the custom Origin category, we have 𝓵𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼's Origin. Now, just one thing to keep in mind here is this original Origin that he is using in the Origin SMP isn't exactly available anymore, mainly because the person who originally created it, from my knowledge, has deleted their Discord account, and their original Origin message with the actual data pack itself no longer exists. There are other versions of it that are slightly tweaked and updated from this version that 𝓵𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼 is using, but it does also give you a few more negatives and just changes up how it works entirely. But the version 𝓵𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼 has allows him to fly using the levitate ability, which just pretty much turns on and off the whole levitation thing that you gain from shulker boxes, which does give you the adverse effect if you have the ability to deactivate the levitation thing if you get hit by a shulker, which is pretty useful. You also regenerate your health and hunger when you're near flowers. You also inflict poison to targets that you hit with your bare fist, and you also have slow falling, which of course comes in with the whole levitation ability as well. But the con is, you cannot eat normal food whatsoever. The only way you can gain any form of hunger again is by flowers, and you also have 3 less hearts than the Minecraft player. Again, you have hunger, weakness, and slowness whilst in the rain, but you do have a kamikaze button that you can use to instantly kill yourself. Moving on to the next custom Origin, we have 𝓵𝓷𝓴𝓼's Fox Origin, aka the 𝓵𝓱𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼. Now, from what I can tell, this is the Origin created by the user known as 𝓵𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼 from the Origins Discord server. If you want to go and download this specific data pack, just go to the Discord, which I'll have a link in the description down below, and search up 𝓵𝓱𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼 in the data packs channel. But basically, 𝓵𝓷𝓴𝓼 has the pounce ability. With your primary ability, you can take a great leap towards the direction you're facing. You also deal more damage while you're falling. You got the Mighty Mouth, which just allows you to have the secret stash of 9 abilities, which is key to your X key, or basically your load hotbar activator key. You've also got the Scram ability, which where your health goes below 4 hearts, you gain a small speed boost. You also don't take fall damage no matter which height you fall from. You are a little bit smaller, but you are faster at moving with less health. Your natural spawn points in a Tenga biome. You love berries, and therefore berries are worth more in hunger saturation points as well, meaning that they're better than cooked beef but worse than golden carrots. But your diet is restricted to meat, fish, and berries, so you can't eat the golden carrots anyway, so the berries are your best food. And a small body performing great movements require a large amount of food. This is the updated version of the 𝓵𝓱𝓲𝓷𝓴𝓼 Origin. I'm not 100% sure if 𝓵𝓷𝓴𝓼's using the original version that he was originally using or the updated version of it, but again, go download in the Origin Discord server. And then we have 𝑠mage's Starborn Origin. The Starborn Origin of use, which I'm 99.9% sure is the version 4.1 of the Starborn Origin, which is created by Just Huang here, but this is actually the adapted version of the version 3 Starborn Origin, which is actually created by the creator known as Slayer. Bit of complicated, I understand it, but basically the Starborn version 4 has a bonus ability, as also has some collection of beautiful effects. If you want to know more about the details of the Starborn origin, I'll leave a video to my video covering the version 3 Starborn origin up above. As I said, pretty much there's only one extra ability and a bit more beautiful effects to go along with the changes, but I'm pretty sure this video is long enough and I don't want to go into way overkill detail of this one, as there's a lot more to it. I just recommend you go check out the other video to know more about it. Either way, if you did enjoy this video, make sure to hit the like button down below, make sure to subscribe, and hey, I'm going to continue to try and cover origin mods like once or twice a week. It's a lot on top of my typical mod content I've been doing, so make sure to go check out some other of my content, and until next time guys, bye bye.